So I was just talking with my folks on the phone the other day about when the time will come for me to eventually move back home to Maine. And it's been on my mind for a while now that that's going to be my next step to when I finally leave Virginia. But I just think we should, society, like a lot of us, we're such a move constantly type of culture. And I just feel like whatever happened to the idea of just sticking with one home base and living out the rest of your days there. And I know that realistically, there are a lot of reasons why people have to move because they have to go where the work is, or even people move multiple times within the same city limits just because they're trying to get better deals on rent, which I totally don't blame people. But it's just kind of sad in a way that that's where we are right now as a culture, a lot of us, especially maybe the younger people, because it's to constantly be living with that sense of impermanence lingering over your head is like, I feel like it adds an element of stress, which you may not even realize is there until someday you finally get into yourself into a situation where you find that you're finally at peace. And I just am at a point in my life where I'm just sick and tired of moving. I already had to do a huge move logistically wise to get to this apartment that I'm in now, because for my work, I take care of someone where it was a live-in position, and I had to help him sell his house, which was like, he'd lived there since 1973, I think. So you're literally selling decades, or trying to get rid of, sell decades of stuff that was in that house, which is a lot. And I realized that was his stuff, but still it gave me a really good taste of a serious move. And that was just me moving a short distance within the same city limits. So when we're talking me eventually moving away from Virginia back to Maine, that's a pretty decent move. That's across several state lines. And there was a time in my life where moving probably was actually exciting for me. The idea of bouncing around from one new place to the next, it was probably kind of a thrill, but I'm definitely not at that stage anymore. And now that I'm 40, I guess there's some magical thing about turning 40, but I think I was already approaching this feeling in my late 30s leading up to 40, where I just have this feeling. And obviously there are things in life that are out of our control, so that's for anyone, but if I can help it at all, I really would just like to move back to Maine, move once, and call it good. Like, no more moves after that. My parents, fortunately, I'm fortunate enough that my parents will have a trailer that will most likely be vacant by the time I need to move, that I can just live in there and pay rent to them. And the dream, I should say, that I have is to someday build a small, little modest, old-fashioned kind of home on their land. And obviously, yes, that would be a second move, but at least it would be very short distance, because the trailer is literally just adjacent to that land, and like that would literally be the final move. And I want it to be the final move. I do not want to move anymore. And it doesn't mean that I don't want to see the world, because that's not true at all. I definitely would love to travel to many places. I have a great big bucket list, like I'm sure a lot of you do, and I won't be able to see everything in one lifetime. But I want to have one home base, a solid home base that is always going to be there, that I come back to, and it's just dependable, and it's a place that you can build memories, and it's because when you're moving all the time, there's just no point in buying furniture even, because you don't know if the furniture is even going to fit in the next place that you live. And plus it's just expensive to have to constantly keep moving and getting the moving trucks and all of that. So when you just have one home, you can start collecting maybe little art pieces or just anything really. You can really dig in your roots and have it be this permanent thing. I think in Europe there's much more of a culture of passing down homes through generations of family, which I think is really nice. And here in the States, obviously there's some families that do that, but I feel like it's definitely not the norm. But I'm a champion for it, and I think it also creates better sense of community when multiple generations of family stay in the same place. So I guess I just wanted to sort of think out loud on my thoughts of just wanting to stay in one place, and kind of hoping that that resonates with some of you out there, because it's just exhausting to keep moving and kind of over it. So anyways, that's it for this video, and I'll talk to you soon.